Hello, everyone. Wishing you a peaceful day. Today, we return to the little village where Alex and Tuna's story began with a cream-colored motorbike, a simple gift that carried a promise within it. But when my Alex's friend comes back, everything starts to fall apart. Driven by jealousy, she hires someone to follow them, spreading rumors and fake photos throughout the village. What was once a heartfelt gift becomes twisted evidence. Kindness turns into misunderstanding, and the peace Tuna once knew starts to crumble. This isn't just a story about love, it's about trust, freedom, and how a woman learns to stand strong through life's storms. And maybe along the way, we realize something important. Sometimes the most beautiful thing isn't being loved by someone, it's believing you can walk on your own. The first wind of the season brushed gently across Mai's apartment balcony, swaying the thin white curtains. On the table, her phone buzzed in steady rhythm. A message lit up the screen. He just left the workshop. Heading toward the village, Mai stared at the words, unblinking. She typed back a short reply. Follow him. Don't get caught. Then she set the phone down and sat still in the quiet room. Outside, the city lights blurred, reflecting off a cup of coffee gone cold, just like her no longer warm, yet still trying to hold the shape of an ordinary morning. Since Alex left, Mai had been living in a different rhythm. Everything still moved work meetings, the right smiles at the right times, but somewhere deep inside, a small crack was growing. The rumor about a girl named Tuna reached her like a scratch across a fragile mirror. People said Alex had given that girl a cream-colored motorbike, caring for it like it was the most precious thing in the world. Mai scoffed when she heard it. Inside her, a cold voice whispered, "No one's that kind," without a reason. She reached out to an old acquaintance, a photographer who once worked with her in the advertising world, now taking on any job that paid. They met briefly at a roadside cafe. "I just need you to follow him," she said. "Don't do anything extreme. Just take photos record when he's with her. I'll pay double." The man looked up and saw that Mai's eyes weren't full of noisy jealousy, just control. A kind of quiet coldness that made it clear she wasn't joking. From then on, the photos started arriving steadily, like a soft rain that wouldn't stop. Alex standing by the porch, helping Tuna adjust her helmet strap. He looked at her and smiled, sunlight tracing a kind of gentle warmth across his face. Mai stared at the photo, running her fingers along its edge. Something nameless rose inside her jealousy pain, and the desperate need to prove she was right, that he'd never truly forgotten her. She told herself she didn't want to destroy Alex. At least that's what she thought. She just wanted to see him stumble so her heart could rest. But jealousy knows no limits. It started with following. Then she began dropping hints to Alex's mother visiting her, under the pretense of concern. "I heard that girl Tuna often stops by your place. I just don't want people to misunderstand." The woman said nothing, only nodded, but her eyes turned cloudy. From that day on, she called Alex more often, asking seemingly harmless questions. "Are you busy? Are you helping that girl with something?" Alex kept his answers short, but inside something tightened, as if a cold wind had found its way into a once peaceful home. Meanwhile, rumors began to spread through the village. A neighbor claimed to see Alex driving Tuna to her exam. Another said he stopped by her house one night to drop off documents. The gossip grew louder. Whispers slipped through fences across the marketplace. "She's quite the clever one." A city man giving a village girl a bike. That's not just kindness. Tuna heard it all but stayed silent. That night, she set her helmet on the table, looked into the mirror, and barely recognized her own reflection. What scared her wasn't the talk, it was what had been taken from her. Her peace, her innocence, and the warmth in Alex's eyes that now carried hesitation. One evening, when Alex left the workshop, he noticed a strange car following him. He stopped, walked over, and pulled open the car door. The man inside looked down. "Who sent you?" "I can't say." "It was her, wasn't it?" The man stayed silent, but his eyes were enough. A brown envelope fell to the ground. Inside were photos, sharp and cold in every frame. Alex went home and told Tuna. She looked at him, her eyes dimmer than before. "Did you ever tell her about me?" "No, but she probably knows everything. So now everyone thinks I'm the other woman." She stepped back, gripping the strap of her bag. In the sunset, her hair blew wild like a trail of smoke. "I just wanted a quiet life," she said softly. "But maybe peace is something people don't let you have." Alex wanted to speak, but his throat tightened. He knew Tuna wasn't doubting him. She was doubting the world, a world where kindness could be twisted into guilt. That night, Mai sat by her window, staring at the photos scattered across the table. One slipped off face down. She picked it up and saw Alex smiling at Tuna, a smile she'd never seen before, not once in all her memories. She set the photo down, listening to the wind howl through the window frame. For the first time in years, Mai felt truly lost, not because she had lost Alex, but because somewhere along the way, she had lost herself trying to hold on to him. The next morning, the village was still wrapped in mist. A rooster crowed in the distance, blending with the sound of water dripping from the eaves, each drop measuring time. At the end of the road, Tuna opened her door, getting ready for what should have been an ordinary day. But ordinary had become a rare thing since the rumors began. The shopkeeper gave her a strange look. The mailman arrived, but hesitated before handing her an envelope. She opened it. Inside was a photo of her and Alex standing next to the cream-colored motorbike, both smiling. Below the photo, a single line was written in ink. "People say, kindness always comes with conditions." She froze. The wind blew through her hair, carrying away the warmth from her hands. The photo slipped from her fingers, landing in a puddle. Alex's face blurred before she could even make sense of it all. At the same time in town, Mai stepped out of a cafe. She left another envelope on the table, this one addressed to a small-time reporter from a local paper. Just a few photos of a well-known man around here. She said, her smile faint like early sunlight. "Keep it light. Just a soft piece, something people can gossip about." The reporter nodded, unaware that those photos would soon spark a quiet fire. That afternoon, the story went online. No names, no sources, just a headline. "A city man's kindness or something more behind the deal." A few blurry photos followed. No explanation was needed. Readers filled in the blanks themselves. And in that small place where news traveled faster than thunder, Tuna's name started spreading like a curse whispered from mouth to mouth. When Alex returned to the village that night, The air felt different. Some people avoided his eyes. Others smirked or whispered as he passed. He ignored it until he saw Tu-Na outside her house, untying the ribbon from the bike. "What are you doing?" he asked. "I don't want people thinking I live off someone's pity." "Don't listen to them." "Tu-Na, I'll explain." "Explain to who? The whole village, or to her?" The last question cut like a blade. Alex fell silent, and in that silence, he heard Mai's voice, in his mind faint but heavy. "You really thought being kind would keep you safe?" Alex, Tu-Na, turned away, pushing the bike inside. It tilted slightly, the soft afternoon light glinting off its cream paint, as if even it was trying to understand what had just happened. Alex took a step forward, but she said quietly, "Go home." "I need to think." He nodded and turned away, but his eyes lingered on the doorway where she stood. In the fading light, her face was half in brightness, half in shadow, as if she were caught between two worlds, one of trust and one of hurt. That night, Mai sat in her apartment with the lights off. She stared at the remaining photos, realizing how meaningless they'd become. Each one, instead of bringing satisfaction, made her feel smaller and more lost. She tried calling Alex, but only the long, hollow ring answered cold like the distance between two people who once knew each other too well. She dropped the phone onto the couch and covered her face. "I just wanted you to come back," she whispered, her voice breaking. Elsewhere, Alex sat in his car, staring at the road leading to Tu-Na's house. He didn't go in. He just watched as her light slowly faded inside. And he wondered, when did kindness become something a person had to defend?